We should
Hey,
be live.
hey. I always think there's a part right in the middle of the intro that you put together there where somebody's just jamming on a guitar, and it always reminds me of, I don't know why I think of this every time, is Joe Satriani, Surfing with the Alien. It's an album from about 1991, I would have to say ish. You probably never heard of it.
Uh-uh.
It's just basically surfer guitar music. That's all it is. It's a really good album. I haven't listened to that thing in probably 30 years. So, but yeah, excellent album. So either way, enough of that stuff. Last week we were talking about Willie Nelson, and this week we're talking about Joe Satriani, kind of opposite ends of the rock and roll spectrum there. But
So come for all your musical trivia needs and ClickFunnels.
I used to know guys that would play I can name that tune kind of thing with rock and roll songs. And yeah, I'd have to hear half the song and I still couldn't remember what the name of it was. But they'd be like, like one note, that's Sade, whatever a Sade is. I'm not sure. I don't know why that came into my head. Either way. Okay, what are we going to talk about today?
Well, maybe if you've been not on Planet Russell for the last 2 weeks, you've not heard about this thing called the AI Secrets Challenge. I was getting confused when I'm trying to say it. I always want to think that it's like the Marketing Secrets Challenge, which would have made a good title too. But maybe Russell's already done a Marketing Secrets Challenge.
Yeah, I wonder, because Russell does not actually own the domain Marketing Secrets. So if you go there, it's like some guy's blog. And if I remember last time I went there to look at it, I don't think he had put anything on there for a while. And so that guy's probably getting all kinds of traffic right now with people just accidentally typing in marketingsecrets.com.
Oh, no, Russell owns it now. It is got Russell's face on it. Yes, it does.
Really?
Right
share your screen. I got to see that then, because well, that's interesting. So somebody sold out to him, and makes sense. He's going to make a lot more use of that.
Yes.
And you're on Marketing Secrets. I said AI Secrets.
Oh, AI.
I think I meant to say AI.
You said he didn't own Marketing Secrets.
No. He definitely owns Marketing Secrets.
Okay.
AIsecrets.com. He does not own, but he does own AISecretsChallenge.com. So that's what I was saying he didn't own. And
yes, AISecrets.com.
Yeah, so somebody's blog. So don't go there unless you want to give this guy some traffic. Last he posted was 2024 on his blog. Hopefully Russell will be able to purchase this, and then this guy will stop getting all that free traffic. And so
he's right, we write some more articles.
Well, he could monetize it if he wanted to. But so last week, as Madison said, unless you're living in her bunker with her, you saw the AI Secrets Challenge last week, and that rolled into the purchase of Marketing Secrets AI Platinum Plan. And if you guys want any more information on that, just reach out to one of the two of us here, because we can't drop affiliate links in here because we would go to bye-bye. So if you're interested in that, just let us know. But we're going to walk through some of that today. And Madison, was there anything in particular you wanted to show first, or what do we want to just kind of go through some stuff? What do you want to do?
Yeah, we'll just go through some stuff. I think the thing is, if you're sitting on the fence and thinking I lost out, Russell did actually shut down the offer. The sales page is down.
Yeah, if you go to the offer page, it's down.
Yeah, but there is a encore performance coming starting May 11th through the 15th. There will probably be some type of offer. It probably may not be that offer, but yes. So if you thought you weren't around, you missed out. Maybe you forgot about it, didn't click the link. Obviously, you have an opportunity to do it all over again. And if you reach out to either Dan or I, you might be able to lock in some extra special bonuses that come along with the people we're going to help.
Yeah. And one of the bonuses I was going to show off here today, and it's, I don't know, Madison, are you ready to pull up your Marketing Secrets account as I tell the story here? So one of the big things in here, and one of the big things that Russell talks about, is creating your attractive character. And your attractive character in many ways consists of essentially two things: your voice and the stories. So the first thing you can do is come into, well, actually, Madison, go to the
Go
sprint.
sprints.
Yeah. So you got these sprints, which is really good training. So if you click on the attractive character one, so the brain tells you how to work with the brain in here. We may show you that, and what they refer to as your chief of staff. But then you come in here to the attractive character training, and there's 3 videos you want to watch. 2 of them are Ben Moot going through a lot of how to get everything set up in your account, talking about your attractive character, the voices, the stories, like I just said. But then once you create those items, then you can start creating coaching bots in there as well, based upon not only your voice and your stories, but then additional information you're putting in. So I'm in the middle of working on one, which is a full-blown version of working with people to be able to pull their stories out of them. So people who are reluctant to tell their stories, or think they don't have stories, or haven't done a lot of work, haven't done a lot of emails, story writing, anything like that, they can use this bot, and then it can pull the stories out of them. And I'm building that into the coaching bot right there. And it is not complete yet. It's actually turned into an absolute monster. But the way I'm looking at this, until I prove myself wrong, is this is basically the equivalent of building a GPT in ChatGPT, because you can fully train this thing. I think is it under voice?
It is under attractive character. So if you're struggling to get to this, I'm just going to pop back and show you how to get there again. So the sprints, that is the education part of it. And like I said, and I'm sorry, Russell, I keep bringing this up and poking a little bit of fun at you, but I did love on day 2 when the guy's like, Russell, you just sold me a course on how to create courses, and now you say they're dead. And he's just like, sorry, but it's true, right? Like, and this was last week was a pivot in my mind, and like, oh, okay, I have all this stuff on my computer, and being in a very unique position where I can create software pretty easily, know the buttons to push. I'm like, oh, I could repackage up some of the stuff I was going to do anyway. And we know the course market is saturated. So even thinking about like how I teach people how to sell their first sticker in 7 days, I can probably show you how to sell your first sticker in 7 minutes using AI and a software. So that's a little thing I'm working on. But that was the shift for me last week. Was it's not so much because I have AI processes. I know a lot about AI. I have things already set up. It's not so much the software. Like, I basically tuned out the software. It was how Russell sold the software and how he sold this next thing. So that's kind of like was my epiphany. So obviously now, since I didn't watch the training, I'm trying to figure out like where everything's at. So software.
Well, I mean, just to add on to that before you move on is, see, I heard the same thing last week. And because I like building courses for people, it's one of the things that I'm really best at. When he says courses are dead, I go, no, they're not. Now he ended up coming back around full circle and explaining everything, but it is really simple. Courses are dead unless you're also using AI to, number one, build your course, but also to present your course.
Yeah.
And that's really the key here, is using the AI effectively inside of the courses themselves.
Yeah. So the sprint section, think about as that is the courses. Now, obviously, this has a ton of Russell's old content, old courses in it that you can binge into if you want to. But the step-by-step on how to do this inside the app is here in the sprints. The software is actually doing some of the things and setting the things up. Now, I believe everything in here, you can ask Chief of Staff to start for you, like a Seinfeld sequence. You'd ask Chief of Staff. You don't have to go through here to click emails. But back to what we're doing. Stay on track, Madison. Attractive character, how you get to the coaching bot, because I couldn't figure out how to do this for the longest time. You create an attractive character, number 1. So we just have here, and we'll say... So I just named it whatever I want. I can put in, I have no voices yet, so I could obviously put in YouTube videos, stories, same thing with that. And this is where I get to the coaching bot. And this is where I can put in the training context, enable it for public use, and then add it to my site. Now, the caveat is we do believe that your coaching bot will use your credits from marketingsecrets.ai.
Maybe. We have not, I have not gotten anything definitive on that, though. The singular test I've seen says it's not using credits, but we're wondering how can that possibly be that it's not using credits. So we see, I mean, again, everybody has to remember this software is like a week old at this point. Well, let's call it 2 weeks now. So it's basically 2 weeks, well, a week and a half since they released it to the public.
Yeah.
So they are very, very quickly. Any issues?
Oh, week and a half. Yeah, it is Friday.
Yeah,
yep, sorry, it is Friday.
Yeah, that's why I went week at first too, and I was like, wait,
it's
no,
not the Tuesday show.
We got it like on Tuesday, I think, of last week. But if you have any issues anywhere along the way, you see a bug, you got anything, you just go down in the bottom left-hand corner, you click on that, and there's 2 tabs down there now, one for support and one for feedback. Now, support, I think, is supposed to be more for billing questions, that kind of stuff, whereas feedback, you can put in, if you click on type, you can put in like bug report or what is feature request, general feedback. Yeah, so there are several bugs in here that I have put in a bug report on. It was funny is including yesterday, for some reason, it wouldn't let me put in a bug report because it said I'd already put in too many for the day. So I had to send a message to somebody. I go, hey, I'm having a problem here because I need to put in a bug report saying that I can't put in a bug report because I put in too many bug reports today, but the bug reporting system won't let me put in the bug report. It was like something like that I typed in just to be funny. And an hour later, it was fixed and working again. So they are very proactive on this. And because it was essentially created with AI, and they can just go in there then and have the AI fix it. So the fixes, the bug fixes, the feedback, the feature requests, all that kind of stuff. And I would guess at this point right now, they got a list of feature requests a mile long.
Yeah.
But they even got Russell building stuff in here, though, like all the sprints and stuff. That's Russell's.
We should say there is a caveat here. There is an additional piece of software that is coming called Overskill. And so to what degree is Russell actually, he's not building inside Marketing Secrets. He's probably using Overskill, or Todd's hooked him up with some platform that connects it to. Like, he is building, it's like chicken egg, right? He is building on Marketing Secrets, but not actually in Marketing Secrets, if that makes sense. He's using some different software, because I don't believe marketingsecrets.ai is actually used other than the coaching bot to code anything.
And the interesting thing about that is when you join the Marketing Secrets Platinum plan, there is an upgrade where you can go to Boise in, I don't know, a few weeks, a month or so from now. They don't have an exact date yet.
June, I believe.
Go there.
June 15th and 15th and 18th.
They do have a date on it now. So either way, when you get to Boise, they're going to teach you essentially how they created this whole marketing systems AI platform.
Yes.
So that is, do they have a date on there? So that's the whole thing there. 2 days in Boise, teaching you how they do it. So then you can see at that point, how did Russell build the sprints? And then how do you then get them into this platform? And bigger question is, how do you build this platform? Where do you host it? Where's all that stuff? It's these magic boxes around the interwebs where all this stuff is living. Apparently, I don't know. It's like elves or something. It's just, for someone like me, who doesn't understand any of this stuff, it's very mystical. So,
and I don't know, Dan, if I sent this to our group chat with Malia, but have you actually read what the Sprint Test AI does?
No, but I mean, they talked about it, but what's it do?
You install the code on your funnel and it runs it for you, and then it changes the headlines.
Yeah. Does it change anything other than headlines? Is that what it says? So it's just
layouts and offers around the clock, automatically improving your conversion rate while you sleep.
Yeah. Now that's interesting because, just building some GPTs, knowing what you have to do and go through and talk through the different corner cases and all that, that's going to be a heavy lift to build that thing, I would think.
I would think this is where Winter comes into play because of his experience with Barnum, and how he does page tree stuff with Barnum. I think that's the only way that it actually, that I can see that it works. And I know Winter was in a top secret meeting in Boise like a week or two before the challenge. So he wasn't in the challenge. So we might have to put him up in a corner. And
yeah, Russell's been keeping Winter busy for a while. For those of you who don't know, Winter created Barnum PT, but also he was instrumental in the creation of the original ClickFunnels editor, and especially the ClickFunnels membership sites in 1.0. He was a genius behind how they designed the system so that it loaded so fast. Yep. And it was a fascinating way that they did that. But is there anything else on that page there for the platinum?
This now has popped up, which are the events that are coming, and then obviously the shadow seed, the Coach Russell, and then the books.
Oh well, yeah. Let's not just go past the Coach Russell thing here, because one of the things at essentially every single level of this software, starting from your chief of staff on up in every direction, there is some level of Russell's training behind absolutely everything. So here you got the decade in the day. And so they got all Russell's trainings in here, including his decade in a day, which is essentially, because I think this also doesn't cover just specifically something he would call decade in a day, but this also covers any kind of interviews he did for Inner Circle and Category Kings, Atlas, may even include all of the content from all of those three that I just said. I'm not really sure, but Russell's really good at getting people up on stage and then just talking to them and just, in a 15, 20, 30-minute period. Anybody who saw Funnel Hacking Live replays or went to Funnel Hacking Live where Russell had the woman up on stage who was a dog trainer, I think, wasn't that it? Dog trainer for kids with emotional disabilities or something like that. And Russell's not a big fan of dogs. And so he had this woman, which was what part that made it funny, but he had this woman up on stage and he just kept asking her questions and questions and questions, 30 minutes worth probably. And then he just said, okay, had made a bunch of notes. And then he just went out and he did like a 15-minute perfect webinar
on the webinar.
On the fly, right there on stage.
Yep. So, the thing that's here, and Malia actually pointed this out, is you ask it, who is James Cran? James, if you don't know James, Mr. Lynchman, he is in Russell's Inner Circle. And it says, yeah, I know James. He actually came up in one of the coaching sessions, brought up about building software that monitors funnels end to end, like QA and ongoing monitoring, alerting users when things break or underperform. Now, obviously, it'd be like, what did you tell James?
Yeah, see what it says. And it turns out James was in, there was a couple of guys who were down in Georgia the other day, and I heard that James was one of them. Tim Hewitt was another one. He was posting online about it, so nothing there. And so he is in some way, apparently, they're either showing him stuff or he's helping him do something. I really don't know how that looks. So what do they have to say here? Yeah, so I got to be honest. The knowledge base I have shows James' question, but actual response. Okay. So basically they're obscuring it. And okay,
Russell won't tell you,
Yeah. Well, and again, that's the function of how these LLMs are trained. So whether we're saying this is Coach Russell or whatnot, we know that in the background, there is a large LLM running, and then there are the instructions that are laid over the top. Well, how instructions work is the instructions are given, even if you give full-on transcripts, unless you actually give the text. So let's say I have a transcript of something and I just paste it in here. It will pull the essence out of it, but it won't save it. If you give it the actual text file, then it has a text file that it can go in and actually find exact quotes. Well, in this case here, because he's talking to actual real individuals, they don't want the necessary specifics of everything. They want more general overview, because you're supposed to be asking it questions,
Yes.
kind of a perfect webinar could I do for, this, whatever, help me figure out my perfect ideal customer, what niche should I go into if I blah, blah, so, I mean, that's what this is about here, is just getting in there and having a conversation with Russell. And let me tell you, I've done a couple of things in here so far. It actually, working on this last Saturday is what made me decide to buy the big package, so I did not lose this. That is why I bought the big package. And I say big, is $29.97. But I wrote the check for it because I said, wow, if I can get this much out of it in like an hour. I mean, it wrote me a 3-minute and a 1-minute perfect webinar. And it was just dead on because I sat there and talked to it for like 2 hours ahead of time.
Yeah. And, I think that's my only, I don't want to say complaint with it. That's my only area of improvement is I would love for Coach Russell to be able to pull from the brain in the software. Now, obviously there's some complexities in just simply how it is built and how it is designed, that this is meant for you to be able to have your own Coach Russell bot on your trainings and your information. So obviously you do have to feed this. You can't just simply, there's a wall there. It can't basically access what you have already plugged into the brain inside of Marketing Secrets, at least to my understanding.
Yeah, I don't know. Ask it. Did you ask it?
I don't know.
Do you have anything particular in your brain that you could ask it if it can see it? I mean, like something especially by like name that you've already uploaded. Because you're talking about the brain. When we say brain or we say chief of staff, kind of they're the same because the brain is housed within the chief of staff. So
Okay,
you got nothing in there?
I don't, not in this one, but I can add something real quick.
And while you're doing that, I'll let you know that you are frozen. But one of the things I did, I've only got like 3 or 4 of them done so far, is I loaded in. So in your, you create an attractive character, then you create a voice, and it gives you a bunch of choices. And Madison will show you that here in a minute. One of them was email. And so I started loading old emails that I had done, my onboarding emails. I started loading those in. And as you do it, it goes through there and it finds stories. And it pulls those stories out. It also pulls out different hooks. So simultaneously, you are building a bank of stories, a bank of hooks, and you're building different voices inside of an attractive character. And you can see there, you can also do customer avatar. I haven't even gotten that far yet.
Yeah. So let's just save this. And then.
Now here again, because she just uploaded this into the brain to answer Madison's question, can Coach Russell see that? Well, if Coach Russell can't see that, he can see a file that you load in here. Even though there isn't a plus button there, I'm pretty sure I loaded some files in there the other day. And maybe I just pulled them in and dropped it in. I'm not sure. Yeah. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it was something else I was doing.
So let's see. Can you access my baseball book in my Marketing Secrets brain? I mean, let's give it as much information to try to, help it out as much as possible.
That's a great question. Right now, I can only see what's been loaded into. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So this is basically at this point here, it's a siloed GPT that can't see outside of any training you gave it.
Yeah. Nope. And there is no ability to load in a file. You have to copy and paste. Oh, wait. Nope. Says like it's going to, but it's opening up in another tab for me. So
yeah. What are all the icons in the top right there? I think one is just the plus and minus is just the size.
Yeah. Language, light mode, dark mode, font bigger, new chat.
Yeah. Okay. So you'd have to load the text straight into there. So here's the text of my book. Drop it all in. Now, one thing I did find, because so basically the bot that I'm building using I'm actually, I don't think I said this, but I'm actually using Coach Russell to help me build a bot. And it has gotten so ginormous that the context window, as it starts printing out the entire thing, because there's 30 sections to this now, it's gotten so big that it'll get like halfway through and it'll stop. So because the context window is full, it can't do anymore. So it's simple. I said, okay, let's just do 3 sections at a time. And that is working absolutely perfectly. We get those 3 sections cleaned up. I'm copying, pasting it into a text file in a markdown format. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn around, take that, and drop that in to create my coaching bot on top of that. And I guess we're only half an hour in. I can show that if you want.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me show some of that. Hang on. Let me change what I'm looking at here first. Okay. Let's do this. We're going to share a screen.
And the thing is, like, I gave Coach Russell a client's webinar and went through, and he made rewrote the webinar, rewrote the offer, rewrote all of the post-webinar sequences and the pre-webinar email sequences as well.
Yeah, like I said, when I was working with old Coach Russell there,
let me know when you're ready.
I look like I'm ready, right?
Okay.
Just want to share what you were saying. Yeah, so what I said with Coach Russell, so I put in a whole bunch of stuff, like I said, and we got done, and we walked through and really got clarity on what I was working on, what I was building, all that. And I just said, just by chance, can you write me a 3-minute perfect webinar, Eric Thane style? And he's like, yeah, sure, here you go. And I read that thing and I was like, holy crap.
Yeah.
I was like, that really nailed it. I was very impressed with this Brunson kid. He banged out a pretty good story for me there. But
and like what we discovered on our implementation calls that we're doing with Malia, for our people who signed up for under us for Marketing Secrets, our affiliates, we actually went through and showed how you can connect HeyGen, and it created a full promo video for me using my clone in under, I think, 5 minutes, less than 5 minutes. And all I gave it was, hey, promote this offer, AISecretsChallenge.com.
Yeah. Now, admittedly, Madison had a HeyGen account, so you got to set one of those up. She had already built in
my avatar.
Their avatars is what you call them in there. Okay. So she had built in a bunch of avatars, so she was ready to go, but you didn't even have HeyGen connected at that point.
No.
So she went click, and let me just show you here on my screen here. So we got integrations. We'll come back to the other here in a minute. So I clicked on integrations, and it always takes a minute for it to pull up. And then, so we head down here. We'll just go to the next page. Is it here? E, F, G, H.
Oh, no, you got to go to API keys.
Okay. Well, I was going to show that next. But so we have 121 ready to go apps. You just basically click it, connect it. Nothing else has to be done as far as I know. Yeah. But then you have another 835 right here where you do have to get an API key and put that in, or you have to give them your API key. I'm not sure. Maybe it's
I believe it's just taking the API key from that platform. And we should say the caveat here is for the majority of them, you do have to have a subscription or an account. It's not like you can go, oh, I don't have a like SEMrush, for example, is probably one that's on here. Oh, you have to have an account in order to use that. You're not going to be able to really kind of skate around that just because you've hooked it up to Coach Russell or Marketing Secrets AI.
Yeah. So, and up here at the top, I guess we can go here and search. So let me type in the words SEM. So yeah, SEMrush right here. We got that, but also let's take that back out. You also can search here. So I'm looking for social apps. So there we go. No. All right. Nothing for social right now. So let's see here. Dev tools. Well, nothing there. Maybe this isn't hooked up. Okay. CRMs. I got a dog outside barking at me. So yeah, you can hook up your Fresh Desk. Oh, I was thinking there was a food delivery service, but that's not, is it?
No. You're close.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Next, like Coach Russell will be like, no, you need to eat better. I'm ordering you some vegetables and some bone broth.
Yes, we're going to send you some bone broth from my company that unfortunately isn't around anymore because he made the best damn bone broth there was. I'll tell you, that was good stuff. I still got a couple of boxes here, luckily, but my supply will run out in the next couple of months. I forget what Aubon, that was what it was. I wish you'd bring that company back, but
or at least
probably,
give Dan the recipe.
or just send me more boxes in the warehouse that you have full of them. I'll take all you got.
He doesn't care about expiration dates.
No, actually, I don't. I really don't care. That doesn't matter. You should see the stuff I eat, but so I got a strong gut. But yeah, so there's all kinds of integrations here. I don't know how we went down the integration rat hole there, but that's part of the thing with this system here is the only way you're going to learn this thing is you got to A, watch the sprint videos, and B, just go in here and start doing stuff, because otherwise you're just not going to get there. So we'll come over here to the chief of staff.
Well, we should say the one caveat here is your integrations are different than what I'm calling him Coach Russell, right? Your own version of your coaching bot can actually access. So you don't have to worry about somebody saying, hey, make me a video in HeyGen. That is just for your chief of staff and the tasks that you give it. So there's kind of a between like when you turn this coaching bot on to the public, there is kind of a brick wall there that they can't access stuff, the integrations, the stuff that you have behind it that you haven't given it access to or trained it on.
Well, and so just to finish your example of HeyGen, so she went over here to the integrations, she found HeyGen, connected them together. She already had an existing account, existing avatars, all that. Then she came over here back to the chief of staff and clicked on task and just typed in here, hey, chief of staff. You don't even have to say that. It just where's the button here? Let me go. Create me a video selling the marketing secrets AI software using my HeyGen account. And then you click on that again and boom, and it would do it. But I don't have a HeyGen account, so I don't want to confuse it by putting that in there like that. But that's how simple it is. And the better you get at the voice notation, the better. In fact, in the bot that I'm building, I'm saying in there specifically, use voice narration.
Yeah.
Because it's just, you edit too much as you type. Now, when I'm talking to AI, I still usually do it by typing because I do want to be editing it as I type. I don't want a free flow normally because I'm instructing it on what to do. But if you are, asking, again, you're talking to Coach Russell in the Decade for a Day, you're talking to Coach Russell and you're trying to work out who your avatar is. Yeah, then you should just be using the voice narration and just riffing. Just go, just complete, consciousness, mind dump right into that thing, because every little bit of information, these large language models can look at all of that, decipher it down, filter it against Russell's inputs, his instructions, and then give it back out to you in the voice of Russell. And so it's seriously like having a conversation with him right there. And I have a feeling that it probably won't be very long at all, that very soon they're going to have an audio version of Russell speaking in his voice. And then the next step after that will be Russell's head on the screen talking to you, and it will be realistic looking. And I wouldn't be surprised if we're not seeing that in 6 months.
I should have sent you this video I saw. That restaurant, or that I think it's actually in Wisconsin, the grocery store Jungle Gyms. It's like 6 acres of grocery store.
That's a big grocery store.
It is a big grocery store. Apparently, Jungle Gym, there is a way, there's a screen, and it's AI, and he comes up there, and you can ask him questions. This guy had a Buc-ee's shirt on. He goes, hey, I see you're a fan of Buc-ee's. Did you know that we have our own brisket over on aisle 6? And don't forget to visit the cheese curds. And you can ask him questions and stuff like
well,
that.
they've been doing that down at Disney for years because actually
Yeah.
there's a camera and there's a guy behind the scenes actually who can see the person standing there and is actually talking to them. They just look like the Littlest Mermaid, but they're really, you know, some
What?
old man in the background, in the back room with a microphone. But you know, hate to ruin your dream there. That so the next time you go to Disney, I know I ruined it for you.
You
Okay.
did ruin it for me.
Yeah. So where were we here? So we were at chief of staff, and then we were going to go to the attractive character right there, and we're going to go to my attractive character. And so then in here, because I did put in, and again, I don't know.
Right. Yeah. Jungle Gyms is in Ohio.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm
Not
glad you looked that up.
Wisconsin. That's probably why you haven't been there.
So I haven't figured out filled out any of this stuff here yet. I just started putting in voices, and the only one I did so far was the email voice. And so I did an email voice here, and then all I had to do was go out, find those old emails that I had, which are templates right inside of ClickFunnels. And what I found the easiest thing to do is in ClickFunnels, when you have templates, not necessarily for broadcasts, but for templates, you open up the sidebar, there is a text version of it right there. And so click on it, Control A, Control C on your Mac, come over here, and you just go paste the template. So you just put in here, give it a title. For me, these were like onboarding number 1, onboarding number 2, whatever for now. And then just paste it in the transcript. Boom, that was it. I mean, so it's like 30 seconds to put the thing in as you're pulling it out of ClickFunnels. But you could do this with any transcript. You got bulk imports. I haven't even clicked on that one yet, but they're pretty self-explanatory. Audio, video, PDF, book, YouTube URL. Now down here at the bottom, I don't think this is working right yet, but you can actually auto sync with your YouTube channel. Tried to put this in yesterday, put it in, but there's no way to save the URL. And so again, I went down here, clicked on put in some feedback, bug report, boom. Hopefully they'll get that thing fixed up by the beginning of next week. So that's how you put it in, but you can put in different styles. So if I want to create a different one, let's say I do, okay, like here we go, a lot of videos. I do a lot of videos, so I can create a video style as well. And so from here, from the video style, that's where I'd want to come down here and put in my YouTube channel, because it says new episodes automatically flow into this voice every hour.
Yep.
So then all of my YouTube channel videos, as I post them, apparently going forward, because it creates an RSS feed essentially,
yep,
then it can pick that up and put them in there. So it's only new posting. So you probably have to, if you wanted some old ones, you could probably take them down from being published, make them private, then like let's say the next day, then publish them, schedule them, or whatever.
I just got that to work. The only weird thing about it is you got to hit the save button that's up there by Dan's emails.
Oh, is that it?
That's it. It's just in a strange position.
Well, we can test that real quick. Let's just see here.
Because it says sync now, sync queued, new items will appear shortly.
Okay, so yours is actually showing as being saved.
Yep.
Okay, so we'll come down here, YouTube channel.
Yeah, okay. I mean, it's still in there, so.
Well, let's see what happens here. See if now it said it's failed to save.
Oh.
Yeah. So either way, they hopefully will get that fixed up some, because that should be the right format.
Try taking the www off of it. Just do https youtube.com.
Yeah, it should.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I guess I'm special then.
Yeah, apparently. So either way, I mean, like I said, there's few minor bugs in here, but put in your bug requests, put in your whatever down there in the bottom, and they've been pretty good about getting around to it. But just one last thing here, we got a few minutes left. So as you're building all this out, then it, where am I looking here? I've got attractive character. What am I missing here? I'm looking for stories. Okay. All right, I had to go back one. Okay, so here, yeah, so that's where we were here. We got voices. I created the voice for my emails, the whole thing. But then as you dump in your emails, it pulls the stories out of it. So here we go to the story inventory, and it pulled out a bunch of stories. Now you can also come in here and do tell a story. So you can record something, hit record and tell your story start to finish. You can do upload an audio version of it or record with prompts. Now, like I said, the thing I built is essentially record with prompts on like massive steroids. Here, if you come in here, and what is your backstory that gives us vested interest in your journey? I thought that, I mean, I didn't see this until after I was building the other, but I thought it was pretty weak. The whole thing, you got like 10 questions here. The thing I'm building is, like I said, that on steroids. But either way, that's another way that you can get stories in here. And so, yeah, so you can upload, so you can record or upload an audio. One thing they don't have here, which I put in a feature request for, is to just be able to dump a file in here. So you got a text file or something like that. You know, what are you going to do? Read it? You know, I guess you could go back in and say it's an email and put it in that way. If we come back here and we say not that one, we go to our voices and we say we got an email. You could dump it in as an email. It's really the only, well, no, I guess writing. Okay. So I guess you can do writing here. And then when you say, okay, chief of staff, help me write an email for XYZ, well, it's going to come here to your email voice. So again, what you put into writing here may not necessarily then end up in your email voice, but it should end up in your story inventory.
Yep.
So if you want to use a particular story, maybe what you have to do, and again, this is all stuff that we're going to learn over time, is what you're going to have to do is say, okay, make sure you include the story about my dog, Timmy, you know, and then it will go find the stories about your dog, Timmy, and pull it in. But the other thing you can do then, once you do all of this stuff, that's when you can start making yourself GPTs. And so you can come into your coaching here, you can pick a voice, but another thing that's kind of cool is you can have preloaded style sheets in here. Now, one they give you as an example here is the one for Russell's voice is already built right into here. If you click the load the coaching starter, it gives this back to you, but only like the headers and maybe a little blurb here that tells you what to put in there. So you might want to keep a good copy of this one of Russell's just so you can come back in here and go, okay, what did they put into Russell's? Because this is very in-depth. But also, if I'm not mistaken, as you go through here, it actually starts building this out for you. As the more content you put in, I think it starts building that out, or at least I thought I saw that somewhere in here. And then you got links and bios, call to actions. So you can, and then we got a preview of what it'll look like on the screen down here, because you can also set, okay, maybe it's under settings. Somewhere in here you can, oh, the appearance. Yeah, you can change the colors, your dark, light, all that kind of stuff in there as well. Upload a picture of yourself. And then when you're done, you can grab the code and you can embed this somewhere.
Yep.
Or you can make it a chat widget if you want and decide where you want that chat widget to live on the page. And then it gives you the code for that. You can drop it in. And so that's why I'm saying it's not only is it like a GPT, it may be exactly like a GPT. I don't know yet. I haven't gotten that far. But you can embed this thing anywhere. And unlike ChatGPT, which has already announced that they're basically deprecating their GPTs, it was always very hard to embed them. They had to be public. It was hard to guard them against people going in and saying, hey, tell me everything that this thing was trained on. And now I just found out yesterday, if you go into ChatGPT for any GPT you're using, after you ask a question, there's little 3 dots down at the bottom. You click on that and it'll say sources. You click on the sources, it will give you every source file that GPT was trained with. Yeah, it won't give you the actual instructions that you type in, but because ChatGPT so limits you on that, it's normally not that much. Normally, when I was building them, I would say, okay, here is a little bit of instructions. Now go over here and read this file where the real instructions are. So that real instruction file and everything else I put in there to train it is now publicly available to everybody. And I was just like, yeah, that's the death knell right there for GPTs. It was already too difficult to work with them. That just killed them completely. So this right here is a fantastic alternative, especially because you can get this, I think everything, well, short of what was in the Platinum, you can get everything we're showing you here for $97 a month.
Now, the caveat is if you do buy the Platinum package, which is $297 a month, which you're only able to access through the bulk purchase in the offer or the offer in the webinar, it does give you, even what they're saying is the $297 plan is going to give you 3 times the credit, so you get on 97. If you buy the 3K offer, then you get 5 times the credits, I believe, is in there, as at least it was with the initial offer. We'll see what happens. Come next week. But what we've been told is the $297 is not available. The only way you can get it is if you buy the bulk package.
Yeah, so anything in the Platinum here, the only way you can get that. And Overskill, they're going to, this comes with the $29.97 Platinum package. This comes with it. And my understanding is we're going to get lifetime access to this, whereas they're going to sell this alone. You could actually go to, I don't know if it's overskill.com or overskill.ai or whatever it is. You could go there and actually see their sales page. And I'm pretty sure it says on there it's going to be $297. Let me see if I can find it here. Overskill.com. So you can come to the page right here. Well, I'm number 667. And they'll give you an affiliate link too if you want it here. They're not selling it yet. But let's see, pricing. Let me see, most popular, starting at $25 per month. Wow, that's not what I thought it was going to be.
I think that's just set up for current. Honestly, I think.
Okay, because they were saying $297, and I can't believe it'd be only $25 a month anyway. Yeah. So maybe they may have just built this and with the intention of nobody ever really seeing it. Yeah, so you get the split testing, you get, I mean, like I said, this right here, the decade and the day is
worth the price of admission.
Yeah. Yeah. I made, honestly, yeah, I'll make my money back as soon as I get a couple of things launched based on all of this here. Plus then you get all of Russell's lost books. Now I'm not clear if all the lost secrets here, if these are made part of the brain or not, because like we said, everything in general has the overlay of Russell's brain over the top of it. I'm not sure if it includes lost secrets or not. It may or may not. I don't really know. But
and we also, I don't believe, have clarity on if those are actually going to be physical books that are shipped or if they are just digital.
Yeah. As of right now, apparently you can download them, you can print them. More actions. Yeah, so it looks like you can download and print them right now. So that's good. So you can go in there and grab all of those. Yeah, so if you can download that as a PDF, I would guess. No, let's go back here. Let's see what happens. Let me click on that. Is it doing anything? Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it's saved on your user. It says user up there.
Yeah.
Address bar.
Yeah, so it saved it to my desktop. So you could save them all, print them out, do what you will with them. I guess I can add it to my Google Drive right there too. So, okay. So yeah, you can do all kinds of stuff with them there. And then like Madison has said before, we got a couple minutes left. So I'll just go here. Training courses. Yep. I mean, I think they're still loading some stuff up in here, especially down here. We got podcasts. Russell's done
No. They are not they're broke up into seasons. So think of them like modules. Yeah. So it's like the Russell
Oh, okay.
Brunson show, the original one, the marketing secrets. There's, I believe, 200 and some in marketing in your car.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So there's not 4. It's
300
4.
or more than,
Yeah.
yeah, there's a lot of them in there.
Yeah. So 343 just of that singular podcast. And Russell just keeps creating more stuff all the time. And so all of this is getting loaded in here. Now, again, I don't have clarity onto whether is everything that's in here, I think, is also part of the brain, but I'm not sure.
I believe that Coach Russell can access his podcast interviews based on what I've said to it. I've asked it. I'm like, hey, what do you have access to? And it's like, oh, I have access to the Bix and the podcast and certain clips from Inner Circle Decade in a Days. It won't tell me anything more than that, though.
Well, yeah, let's just see here what the chief of staff has to say. One thing I found with the chief of staff, and hopefully they're going to fix this. In fact, I know they will. If you ask it certain questions about the user interface, it doesn't know the answers to that. So what we're reading off of the screen as far as like instructions and stuff, it does not know that. And I would guess mostly that's because there probably have been no help docs created yet. And so therefore we don't have it. So 4 more. So it's showing me, what is this showing me here? Traffic secrets audio, 5 pieces of content from Russell's library. Okay. So that wasn't specifically what I asked for, but that's fine. Yes, the library includes Russell's podcast. Here's what indexed and searchable. 3 podcast series are available: Marketing in Cars, season 1, season 2. Okay, so that's interesting here. So here's what's indexed and searchable. So there were 4. 3 of them have been indexed so far. The other one has not been. So, yeah. So again, like I said, we've all had access to this for like 10 days. So that's incredible. And they'll get the rest of this all indexed in here as well. And this thing will just keep getting huger and better and more content and more
The
apps.
only caveat to that, the Russell Brunson show may already be in there just under YouTube. Because you got to remember, a lot of those are streamed to YouTube as well. So that maybe is where those have been indexed differently than specifically podcast.
Yeah, could be. And 31 different courses, and he's got a lot of them in here. The one that I don't see in here is course secrets. The one you said before, somebody's like, oh my God, I just bought your course secrets. But I am not seeing him share that really anywhere. And I'm starting to wonder, because it's so heavily relies on some of the Dan Kennedy stuff, that may actually be getting put into magnetic marketing.
Oh yeah, sorry. I was thinking offer secrets, not course secrets. But I mean, technically both we have access in the FBCC package, which is still available. There's new people joining the Funnel Builder certification program. Otherwise, I like to call it certified partners. Like Russell says, that offer is available. That is the 1 comma club challenge. But yes, that is available in that, I believe, includes course secrets.
Yeah. Now, just to be clear, 2 different offers here. FBCC is a standalone offer. Marketing Secrets AI is a standalone offer. So, and either way, if you're interested in either of those, reach out to one of us and we can talk to you about it, fill you in, because we're both proud members of both of them. We both have the plaque for FBC Gold certified on the wall.
Both of us would have plaques if somebody actually ordered one.
Oh, you haven't ordered yours yet?
No, see, I just haven't. I've been so busy making money, building funnels, doing all the things. I just haven't had time to order it yet. So
raising cows, raising babies.
Dealing with screamy baby that is having a tooth come through. 2 teeth, actually.
Well, 2 at a time. That's better. Double up on the pain. So, okay. All right. Well, it's top of the hour. We should probably quit yapping here. And we all got things to do. I have to go give blood here shortly.
You got to pay for he's got to pay for the challenge for the
yes, yeah, giving plasma
blood.
this afternoon, so they give me $50. And no, I used to give blood all the time, and then I didn't, especially with COVID and stuff. And then I started going back up here to Mayo Hospital and giving blood, and I'm just like, yeah, this is really a pain in the butt. I'll just go back to the old place where I can actually make an appointment and then show up on time and just be there. And just so whatever. That's my fun for the afternoon, is a big gigantic needle being stuck in my arm for an hour. So I got that much going for me. So, and on that note, why don't we get the heck out of here?
We will see everybody next week. We will dive into marketingsecrets.ai, because you know what? We have new content for the show.
What? And Malia might be on next week.
Yes. So we have new content for the show. We have this new software to go through that's going to continue to change and evolve. So join us for this new season of Super Ambassadors, all about Marketing Secrets AI.
Oh, this is a new season. Okay. New season. Okay. She just made that.
We're making it up as we go.
Okay. All right. We'll see y'all next week.